Hello. In this video, we are going to draw orthographic views of this part using AutoCAD. So first of all, check overall length, height and width of the object. Parallel to this arrow, it is width. So width is 75. Check from front to back. From bottom to top, check this line is at top of this object. So from bottom to top, that is height of the object is 63 and the length of the object is 100 up to center of the cylinder. Extreme right side edge is curved edge. You will have to add a radius of this curved edge. Its diameter is 36. So radius is 18. So 100 plus 18, that is 118, that is length of the object. So 118 length, 63 height and 75 width of the object. So I'll start new drawing. The space required is, say, I'm just adding larger two dimensions, length 118 and width 75. So approximately 200 millimeters by 200 millimeter, that is space required to draw these three views. So let's set limit 0, 0, enter. And then 200, 200, enter. Now immediately 200 by 200 space is available. Don't think about that. What we'll have to do, zoom all. So now Z, enter, A, enter. So required space is there. I don't want this grid, so I'll make this grid mode off. Be sure that dynamic input is on, ortho mode is on, snap reference lines and snap cursor to 2D reference points on, and I'll make this line weight also on. So initial work will be in construction lines. Construction line, I'll choose 0.15 millimeters. So construction line weight is 0.15 millimeters. Now line, click to start that line. Length is 118. Enter. Height, let's check what is height of the object. Height is 63. So height is 63. Enter. Then 118. Actually you can track also this part in this manner. So this is that front view rectangle. In the top view, it is height and width of the object. In the top view, it is length of the object, which is 118 millimeter and width 75 millimeters. So length and width. Click on the line. Let's trace left end downwards, but there must be first 20 millimeter gap. So keep cursor at the left end for some time and then track it. Leave 20 millimeter space, enter. So at this point you will able to start drawing a rectangle. So length 118, either you type 118 or you can directly track right end in this manner. Take cursor here at the right end and track it, click it. So 118 millimeter length is ready. 75, that is width vertically in the top view, enter. And then track this point to complete the rectangle in this manner. Click. Now click on the line, track the highest point, take cursor on the right side, 20 millimeter, enter. So this is start point of the line and width horizontally in the side view, 75, enter. Then height, I'll track this point directly in this manner. Then I'll track top point. So this is how I've completed the rectangles. Now watch the diagram. Front and back are similar, left, right are not similar, top, bottom are not similar, but front and back are similar because all visible details on the front side and back side are identical or mirror images. Therefore, front side and back side are similar. So, front side, this is front side of the object, this is back side of the object. So, here you will have to draw axis of symmetry in this manner. So, line, here it is midpoint, track midpoint, slightly outside the rectangle, click it, and then here you click it. Escape. Here also, side view, this is front side, this is back side. Front side and back side are similar, and therefore, I'll draw axis of symmetry in the side view. Okay, these are center lines. So, I will convert it to center line. So, this must be the center line. So, here types of lines are there. So, check whether there is center line. If it is not, right now there is only continuous line, other, load, center line and hidden lines will load. So, center line, I have selected center line, okay. This is the center line, will add hidden line also. Here it is hidden line. Okay. Okay. Now check, there is center line. Center line is there, hidden line is there. Okay. So select the line and make it center line. Now dashes are too long. So right click, properties, line type scale, I'll make it 0.3, enter. Close this window. I think it's okay. Now match properties. So select that center line, match properties, and here is that center line or axis of symmetry. Now step by step, let's start drawing the views of different parts. So check here, first I'll draw this cylinder. It is hollow cylinder. In the top view it appears circle. On the axis of symmetry, center is at distance 18 millimeters because that is radius from right end at distance 18 millimeters. So circle, center radius from right end, don't click it, just trace that point on the left side, 18 millimeters. I'll type 18 millimeters, 18, enter. So I got that center at distance 18 millimeters. And now radius 18, enter. So this is how I have located in the top view circle, and it is hollow cylinder. It's hollow cylinder. What is the radius of the hole? 22 diameter, that is 11 millimeters. So 11 millimeters circle, or you can press enter to repeat earlier command. So this is the center, 11 millimeters, enter. So top view of the cylinder. In the front view, you will get height. In the side view also, height will appear. So first we will draw rectangle for cylinder and then rectangle for hole. In top view circle, remaining two views rectangle. This is how we will complete. Okay, line, center. I am drawing first center line. This is the center line. Check, escape, match properties. This is the center line. From center line, on the right side 18 and left side, this is actually axis of the cylinder. From axis of the cylinder. But what is height of the cylinder? Let's check it. Height of the cylinder is 25. So we are going to draw a rectangle of height 25 and radius 18 millimeters. So on the right side, from axis on the right side 18. I have clicked here. Then diameter 36. Enter. Click here. Height 25. Enter. Perpendicular line, and here I have completed that. So this is the rectangle. Okay. Now the same rectangle in the side view, because it is a cylinder, in front view rectangle, in side view rectangle. You can do in this manner also. I have selected the rectangle. I'll copy it. Check here. To copy this top center of this rectangle, I'll use as the reference. So I've clicked at top center here, and now here, because side view is also symmetrical, so on axis of symmetry I'll place it. So this is the cylinder, and it is hollow cylinder, so we should draw dotted lines for the hole. So line, you can trace it in this manner. Check here. Or from axis you can measure 11 on the right side and 11 on the left side to draw these lines. Okay, so this line is a hidden line. Now, so trim, enter. This is hole in the cylinder, so you know where is that hole. Okay, and now I'll copy this line. You can use offset command also. Okay. Check here how you can use offset command. Here it is, I have offset. Is it through a particular point? Yes. So offset, enter. Now you will get the parallel line from the selected point through that point. Okay. So enter. Now select object to offset. So I have selected it. Correct? And through which point? Through this right end of the cylinder. Check here, I have selected and we got it there. Similarly, line from the center on the right side 11, enter, and the same line copy its base point. Let's take it on the left hand side at distance 22, enter. So there are many ways you can draw these lines. Now these lines are hidden lines. Hidden. I think dashes are, for this diagram, this length of these dashes, I think it is more than required. So I'll change properties of this line. So select it, right click, click on properties, and here I'll make it 0.5, enter. Okay. Also here it is line weight 0.15. Line weight you can change from here also, but I'll make it line weight 0.3, enter. Close it. So check now here, this is the hidden line. Now select it, match properties, and these are the hidden details. Now boundary of this rectangle, take it. Make it 0.35. Escape. Match properties, and also this. Now wherever there is a circle, there must be center established properly. So I'll draw this line, copy, and I'll move it here. Escape. Now watch here. Center line must intersect the boundary. So I'll have to stretch it. I'm just making you familiar with other commands in draw and modify. So select it, check here, you can stretch it. So hold it now by pressing left key of mouse and stretch it outside and leave it. Click it. So this is how I have extended that center line. Now next part, that cylinder is over. Check here, this is a thin plate, we'll draw it afterwards. Now here is a block that has a slot and 2 holes. So slot and these 2 holes, removed material. Afterward, first we'll draw this entire block that has width 75 and length 32 plus 12 plus 12, 56. So 75 width we have already measured. Also check that it is on the left side. Measure 75 parallel to width in the top view, width vertical, and length 56 in the top view horizontal. And this rectangular block is on the left side of the object. Left side rectangular block, extreme right side, it is cylinder here. Okay, cylinder we have already completed. So line, check here, 75, on the right side 56, enter, and this is how I have completed the rectangle. Check, match properties, so this is how I have completed the rectangle. So this is a rectangular plate which is at the base of the object. So at base is here. Now length of this rectangular block is 56, that will appear in the front view 56. And height of this block is, let's check it, height of this block is 18. Okay. So length 56 and height 18. So here at the base 18 height, 18, enter, then 56 width, enter, then perpendicular at the base and complete that rectangle. Check here, match properties, now again line. What is width vertically 75 in the top view, width here horizontally 75. So that is width, height 18, enter, and then complete that rectangle. And now match properties, click here, match properties. Now let's draw this slot. Its opening is visible from front, and on that front surface of the lower plate, that opening is placed symmetrically. From left end it's 12, from right end it's 12, middle portion, that is opening, is 32 millimeter long and height is 6 millimeters. Check here, don't click it here, track it, 12, enter. So height 6 millimeters. So here we'll click it, I'll measure height 6 millimeter, enter. Then on the right side 32, enter, and then close the opening. So here is the opening, check, match properties. But it is a slot, it doesn't have closed boundary. So here lower line closing that rectangle or slot is to be removed. So trim, enter, and check it. So I have removed that line. Now this slot appears a rectangle in the top view, but it is at the base of the object, so it will be hidden. So for this slot, it's exactly similar to this circular hole. We have drawn here dotted line. Similarly, these corners of the slot, there must be dotted lines in the top view and in the side view. Remember, a corner of a solid body is formed by 3 edges. For example, this corner here, 2 edges you can see in the front view and 3rd edge is here. Similarly, remember any shape when you draw, for example this outer shape, check it, against the corner there must be edge in other views. So here from line, from this corner I am tracking it. Similarly, again from this corner, track it. Now trim, enter. Unnecessary portion you can trim. And these are dotted line. So dotted line we have already drawn here, that dotted in the sense hidden lines. Match properties. Similarly, the same slot on the right side. Check here 4 corners of the opening of the slot. From these 4 corners there must be edges parallel to width. Listen, this is corner, height parallel to height and parallel to length. These 2 edges you can see in the front view. Now parallel to width edge to be shown in the side view also. This is parallel to width edge in the top view, dotted edge here. Similarly dotted edge here. So line we have selected, now simply track that. Trim, enter. Match properties. So that is over. Now there are 2 holes in the plate. So when we have drawn that base plate, now immediately draw smaller details of the plate, that is holes and slots. Now there are 2 holes. Check where are those 2 holes. Position 28 millimeters from left end, that is on axis of symmetry, which is parallel to width, axis of symmetry of the plate, this base plate. This axis of symmetry is parallel to width, that is in the top view it is vertical axis of symmetry, because in the top view width is vertical. And on that axis of symmetry at distance, check here, from boundary it is 15 millimeters. So because object appears symmetrical, so from front end at distance 15 millimeters, check here. Similarly from back end also 15 millimeters. Okay, so let's complete it. First let's draw axis of symmetry. Extend slightly upwards and downwards. We'll stretch it slightly outside. For this portion it is axis of symmetry. Match properties. So center line it is match properties. So circle from this point upwards, measure 15, 1, 5, enter. Correct. So 15 millimeter you got the center and radius is 6, enter. Match properties. Okay. Escape. Now one very important thing. Now I'll explain you how to use mirror, this command. This is axis of symmetry, but this circle we can draw it here independently also, like we measured 15 millimeter from front end by measuring 15 millimeter from back end to locate the center. But since we have just started studying AutoCAD, I am just introducing you different commands. Before that, the circle will complete. What's remaining in the circle? Center line, the horizontal center line. So click on line, center, just extend it. Center, click here and click here. And match properties, match properties. Okay. So this is done. So now we'll mirror this. So how to do that? Listen. Mirror, select the object, enter. Now specify first point. So this is the first point, mirror line, and this is second point, axis of symmetry. So we got that exactly at the same position, that is mirror image of. Now click it. So this is how. Erase source object? No. We want this source object. Okay, similarly this center line, either you draw it independently or you can mirror it from center line here. I am not mirroring it, I am drawing it in mid. And match properties. Now we'll draw these two holes in the side view. Check here, center of these two holes. In the front view, these two holes overlap. But in the side view, remember this hole is on the back side, this hole is on the front side. So this is back side and this is front side. So from back side at distance 15 millimeters, its axis is. So line from the back side at distance 15 millimeters, 1, 5. Enter. Is it 15? Let's check it. Yes, 15 millimeters. Yeah. So here is the center line. Yes. Extended that. Center line must be slightly extended outside the boundary. So I have selected this, match properties, it's here. And now we'll draw that hole. So from axis we should measure radius. On the right side is 6. Enter. So at the right side 6, I have drawn that. This is the line. I'll offset at distance, not through, but at distance 12 millimeters, because that is diameter. Enter. And on the right side click it. Check here, at distance 12 millimeter I got the line, and this is that hole. So match property, this is that. Check here, this hole is here and this hole will appear on the front side, and since diagram is symmetrical we can use mirror command. Click on the mirror command, then these 3 lines we want its mirror image on the right side. So selected 3 objects, I have clicked on the 3 objects. Now enter. Now specify first point of the mirror line. So this is that axis of symmetry is of course mirror, and end point of the mirror line. Check, we got it. These dotted lines on the right side, mirror image of this. So enter, click, and now let's draw this plate. So check, this edge is from top to bottom, but actually this corner is 36 millimeters from the axis of the cylinder. This shape, this plate in one view shape, remaining 2 views as strips, rectangular strips. This is how we complete views of a plate. So this plate, its shape will draw on in the front view. From front, this largest shape means largest surface of the plate that will appear in the front view. Also check, this non-principal edge meets to the edge passing through this corner. Check this dotted line. And this edge is parallel to width. That means this edge will appear in the top view vertically. Width is vertical in the top view. So first we'll measure 36 at top from the axis of the cylinder, and shape appears front view. So we are constructing its shape first. So line from axis, check here on the left side I measured 36. Enter. Okay, and here I have clicked it. So I started line here 36 millimeters. And this is that non-principal edge I have completed. Also from this point to the curved surface of the cylinder, that is boundary generator, I have drawn a line. Watch here, this is that line. Then again line from here to the base corner. Match properties. So this is how I have completed shape of the plate in the front view. And between end projectors you are going to simply draw rectangular strip. So check here, these are the end projectors, that is up to the cylindrical surface, and from here end projectors. from this end to the curved surface of the cylinder, we are going to draw that strip. Okay, so line. What is thickness? Let's check it. Thickness is 12 millimeters. Okay, so we should measure thickness 6 millimeters above center line, 6 millimeters below center line. So I'll track that midpoint, and from that midpoint 6 millimeters enter, and watch this is that line. I have enlarged it, and you can extend it slightly, and anytime you can trim it. So trim, enter, and I have trimmed it. Escape. Now again the line, either you copy this line 12 millimeters below, I'll do that. So copy, this is that base point, and 12 millimeters below. So 12, enter, and click, escape. So this is how I've drawn that line. Now match properties. But have you noticed there is mistake, because two visible edges don't intersect. The plate is closer to the observer. This is top view. Observer is watching from top, in the sense base plate and this vertical plate, this thin 12 millimeter thick plate. The 12 millimeter thick plate is closer to the observer, and that is why overlap portion of the base plate, overlap portion, you will have to make hidden. So I have removed that, I have trimmed it. Now I'll draw a new line which is hidden line. Select hidden line and match properties. Escape. A corner is formed by 3 edges. So against this corner there must be an edge here. Check here. From this corner there must be an edge. So first of all, track that corner downwards. Of course, unnecessarily long edge I have drawn, but I can trim it. So trim, enter. And this is an edge against this corner. So it should be thick line. So select, match properties. Okay, escape. Also, check here, this horizontal surface of the plate, I am talking about this surface of the plate, and this ring-like surface of the cylinder, they are in one plane, and that is why there is no edge here. So that edge will have to erase. So check. So we'll trim it. Trim, enter. But still there is mistake. And what is that? Try to understand. There is curved edge at the top of the cylinder, this edge. Now you have understood why we have erased this edge here, because this top strip-like surface of the plate and ring-like surface of the cylinder, that is this surface, they meet tangentially, and that is why there is no edge here. But at the bottom of the cylinder there is again circular edge, and here it is not tangential joint. This lower surface, bottom surface of the plate and bottom surface of the cylinder, they are not meeting tangentially. So there is still circular edge here, but at the bottom, that means it is hidden. So to draw that edge, so circle, select that center. I have selected the center, click, and radius is 18, enter. So check, we got that circle, and it is hidden circle because it is circular edge at the bottom of the cylinder. So hidden line I have selected, match properties. So this is how I have completed the top view. Now there is no mistake at all in the top view. Top view is complete. Now side view. Check here, height of the plate from top of the plate to bottom of the plate. This plate, this thin plate connecting base plate and cylinder. We are talking about this plate. Again, thickness of this plate is 12 millimeter. Thickness is parallel to width. Width is vertical. Thickness 12 millimeter is parallel to width, and width is in the top view vertical, and in the side view that width is horizontal and side view is symmetrical. So watch here, line from the center symmetrically I will measure 12 millimeter, that is 6 millimeters on the right side, 6 millimeters on the left side. So I have tracked it on the right side for 6 millimeters, enter, and this is that line. Now select that line, copy, and this top end I shift 12 millimeters on the left side. It is 6 millimeter from axis of symmetry, but we are copying that original line. You can use offset command also, or independently you can draw that line. I have copied it at distance 12 millimeters. Type 12, enter. Match properties. But there is a mistake. Two visible edges don't intersect. So what is the mistake? Try to understand. This rectangle is side view of the cylinder, and this rectangular strip is a side view of the plate. So side views of these two parts are overlapped here. That suggested us to check whether there are hidden details. Now from left side, this plate is closer to the observer. So this plate is visible and this cylinder is hidden. So overlap portion of the cylinder, that is this portion, is hidden. So let's do that. First of all, trim that middle portion, enter. I have trimmed it and I will make it hidden. So draw a new line here, escape, select a hidden line, match properties. So try to understand, this dotted line is for the hidden cylinder. The cylinder, this portion is hidden. Of course, don't draw a hidden line here, because at boundary you never get hidden line. Here also two visible edges are intersecting, that is mistake. So actually not listen. The visible portion of the plate is up to top of the base plate. So this portion up to the top of the base plate, this portion up to the top of the base plate is visible, but the remaining portion of the plate, it is hidden behind this base plate. So this portion, this vertical plate is also present behind the base plate. So lower portion, if you check from left side, this base plate is closer to the observer and this vertical plate is behind the base plate. So this lower portion of the base plate you are going to draw hidden. So first of all, trim, enter. And I will draw new lines. Select hidden line, match properties. So this is how we have completed the drawing. Now let's insert dimensions. Check here. These are linear dimensions. Select smaller dimensions first. Six millimeters, but I think these dimensions are too small. So I'll change that dimension style. So I'll write, type D, enter. A dialog box will get opened. ISO 25, OK. Modify. Lines. I'll select blue color for lines. Extension lines also I'll make it blue. Then symbols and arrows. Arrows size I'll make it 3 or 4. I'll make it 4. Then text. Text also I'll make it blue. Text height I'll make it 5. ISO standard. So this is how I'll get the dimensions. OK. Close. Okay, so this is how I've entered that 6 millimeter dimension. Now again linear dimensioning, 18, Again linear dimensioning, overall height. Then height. As far as possible, avoid inserting dimensions between the views. So I'll write show height in this manner. Now, as far as possible, don't insert dimensions between the views. As I said, as far as possible. Correct. So, very important here is also it is mentioned that as far as possible, also it is ruled that as far as possible, don't insert dimensions where the detail is hidden. So, this 32 millimeters appears here also in the top view, but in the top view that is hidden. That is why I have avoided inserting 32 millimeter in the top view. Okay. Now, it's very easy to insert dimensions. Smaller dimensions first. So, 12 millimeters. And to align it with 6 millimeters and click at that midpoint. So, here dimension will get set up collinear with that 6 millimeters. Check once again what I am saying. Dimension, overall dimensions. Check. Just take cursor at the midpoint of that 18 millimeter dimension. You have taken cursor at the midpoint, that computer will tell you by showing that triangle there. Click. So, 75 millimeter is aligned with that 18 millimeter. Then left click, UCS icon setting, show UCS icon at origin. So, this is how it's 56. Now, dimensions for circles. For full circle, it should be diameter. So, this is, so 512. I tracked that midpoint here. Okay, so we have inserted all dimensions and this is how we have completed the drawing.